Hey, good morning. Scott Benson, Skid Steer Premier. You know, it's always morning for me because when I start these things, it's morning. And you watch them at night. So, good afternoon. This is Scott Benson with Skid Steer Premier. Take two. The first place I'm going to go is to a job I already did. I didn't get to record it, but I'm going to show you around the job when we get there. I'm actually on my way to get the equipment and then load it up and take it to the job I'm starting today. I really regret not recording the job that we're going to pick up the equipment at. It really had a lot of cool and exciting things that I did for the guy. I mean, you know, not super exciting, but, you know, he had already put a load of dirt for a turnaround, and, you know, it had already washed. And, you know, so I recommend we put surge all around it, and we got it packed in real good with something heavy, and then put some fours that he had, and then took in you know, put number 5s on it. I think it's what we used. Crush and run, then 5s, and that was just because of the materials we had. You have to excuse me. See that place right there? The dermatologist struck again. You see my face? No matter what I do, you know, I always have my trusty hat on. But when you're red on the head, you're red on the nose. I think I'm gonna try to see if I can get the part for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeers this Christmas. But anyway, I think it's gonna be all right. I don't think it's nothing bad. It's just I think we're just gonna burn it, and took a sample. But you know, got to stay out of that sun, man. When we're young, we want all the sun we can get. We go to the beach, do all that stuff. You know me, I get sidetracked talking about something else. All right. So anyway, what I needed to do right now was I need that stump bucket right there. I use it sometimes to cut small ditches and stuff. I need that stump bucket at the job I'm going to. And I don't have a way to load the stump bucket up because my stuff is somewhere else. And the old cat is sick. The old cat, 2019 239D is sick right now. My mobile mechanic's supposed to come on Thursday or Friday and look at it. Looks like it's barking on the control panel that it's an injector, which seems to be very common for that model. So, but I also got several other things I need him to kind of put some massage oil on it and do a few other things to it. Cabin filter, air filter, oil change, and a couple other things that we need to look at. But I was actually doing some work yesterday and at my house with it, and then the old lights popped on and it decelled. So I may end up tomorrow seeing if I can fire that thing up enough to have my truck behind it, trailer, and just see if I can just pick that up and set it on my trailer. If not, I'm gonna have to regroup and, you know, come up with a new idea. But right now, let's go to the job that the equipment's at, and we're gonna pick it up, show you around there real quick, get loaded up, then we'll head to the one that I'm about to start. See you then. Alrighty, we are here at the job that I already completed that I didn't video, and I got the skid steer warming up so I can load it up on the trailer and move over to the next job. But right now I'm gonna show you around this job right here and tell you a little bit about it. This was all number 4s, like from a construction site where he just had his house built. I skimmed out all the number 4s, moved them over here to create an underneath for this turnaround. But anyway, right down through there, he's going to address this part later. It just wasn't in the budget, you know, because he needs ditches on the side and some rock down the sides, and re-groomed that up where water's cutting through there. But you're not getting too, no one get off topic. But anyway, right here's what I did with the driveway with the 5s, and then I created his turnaround. And before I got here, this dirt that he had here had already kind of washed So I ended up putting surge all along the sides of it and just running the skid steer up and down on it and packing it in real good all the way down the whole sides of it. And so we had a huge rain too, big one. I can see somebody spun their tires right there. That's because and right there I noticed it's a little thin. But the tire spinning is probably because we had a little bit too much rock, if you want to know the truth. You know, you get it too thick and you causes those problems, you know. But anyway, we go down through here, and one day I'll stop by, and if I just take and back drag it after it. Best thing that happen right now is it get rained on and drove on and packed on. Then you can always touch it up. That's all the material had left over, which we did pretty good. He had 3 loads of 5s and 1 load of surge. Down through here, he's got a pipe that was already installed. So I put the surge all around here because it was kind of thick to hold that up all around his pipe, slowing down some of that water coming down the ditch. And also took and put some right down through here because water was cutting through there also. You can see some of the 4s, the discolored 4s. That's what was on. That's what his driveway originally was. Those 4s. But down through here, you know, put surge packed it. Put surge packed it all around his pipe, and out the pipe, and then you can obviously see right here where it's draining, and there's riffraff down there. And he's gonna try to get him some grass growing, and when he does, that'll help a lot. Them dogs having a time over there. But I'm gonna text him real quick before I load the skid steer up, just letting him know that, you know, rock's a little thick. He wanted it thick, but it's a little thicker than my likings, and so we're gonna take and I'm gonna tell him about that, and then I'm gonna tell him about that little thin spot. I believe before I even hook the skid steer up, put it on the trailer, I think I'm gonna move my truck real quick and just do a little back dragging. Take a little bit of that rock that was over in that leftover pile I told you about, go ahead and put some over there, and then let it be. I'm gonna load stuff up, and I'm gonna take you to the job we're about to do. About to get started on. All right, we are here at the next job, and I don't know if you have seen, probably not, but anyway, if you look back at some of my older videos, I actually did a trailer teardown right there. And this is the place. They've remodeled this joint, man, and it looks fantastic. But anyway, what I'm going to end up doing here next is right here is going to be a 20-foot parking pad for you to park right here. And then from here down toward the steps is going to be an 80-inch walk path. Gonna put landscaping timbers down through here, put landscaping timbers around the parking path, and then right here I'm gonna make a 10-foot turnaround. So in other words, when you back out and do a turnaround right here, and then down through here, continue the driveway. Gonna take and do the walk path and the 20-foot parking space and the 10-foot turnaround with crush and run, and then I'm gonna take and put 5s on top of it, make it look cleaner, because you know they're gonna have this place for sale. And then from the driveway down, as it feathers together just to make one in and out, all that'll be crush and run. down through there. I'm not going to take you all the way down through there, but I am going to show you the entrance that areas I'm going to have some troubles with. But, you know, it's about 600 feet probably, so I got a lot of work to do. This area right here, he had contemplated what he wanted to do with it. And over there, if he wanted to make that a driveway. And because of expenses, and, you know, obviously the existing one's going to be 600 feet plus 5s, and he's got to have some surge and some other things. I told him, and I would take this material right along in here and try to push it on over and level all this up. And I'd do away with that driveway to save him some money. They really don't need that other side. So we're gonna try to push this stuff a little bit over there as I groom all this up and level it up for the cross ties. So I will let you see what it's going to look like when I get finished. This grading stuff is not going to be anything spectacular to video, but when I get down to the driveway and need to bury that surge, I'll get back with you on that one. Hey, Scott Benson, Georgia Nuts here, Skid Steer channel, Georgia Nuts, but you know me from Skid Steer Premier. About to get busy on this job. Caden is fine, man. I come over here and introduce myself to him. He's nice enough to give me a stand to put my phone on. You know, old poor Georgia boy like me, we ain't got all this fancy stuff where we can put our stuff up in cameras like y'all do in the YouTube world. But hey, yeah, I appreciate this guy.
Sir.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Tell us about these big fish you catch or the big turkey you catch.
Not much, man. We doing some hunting down here in central Georgia. Try and record as much as I can, and just had the stand laying around, and seen him around and figured he could use it and get some good footage for y'all, and y'all could enjoy it.
Hey, nice gesture. And the good thing about it, it was free.
It was free.
All right, man. We'll talk to y'all later. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The old ham sandwich with mustard. All right. Let's take a look around. Show you what I did so far. This is going to be the 20-foot parking pad. It's actually not 20 foot. This is probably a little bigger. It's supposed to be 20 by 20, but it's close. This right here is supposed to have been a 10-foot turnaround, but there's no way when I marked it with the paint that was going to be adequate enough. So I made a big boy decision, as you can see where I lined it up and kind of feathered it in up there. But oh, sorry, gotta have a bite of that ham sandwich. But I had to go 5 more foot wider. That's just the way it had to be. That's enough turnaround. And then right up here, you can kind of see my outline where I did throw a tape measure on it, just to get close. This be the end of it. It's gonna run parallel with that corner. And then from this corner up here, right here, that's gonna be from right there over to here is gonna be about 80 inches. Really, the reason I do that is just enough to get a skid steer inside of here and drizzle with some 5s now, make a walk path. So the walk path will come parallel with that, my boot, and be 80 inches wide right here for a walk path. Then we'll put landscape timbers down and gonna put them around this parking space. Now think around turnaround. Then as you go down the driveway right there, about where that other fellow's down there picking up trash, behind my skid steer, it's gonna be you know, it's gonna curve on in 10 foot from there, go all the way down the road. So check in with you as soon as Fat Boy gets done eating. See. Yo man, I wanted to kind of show you what I got going on. We was not gonna fool with the center area, but the customer and I talked about it, and he really wanted it skimmed out and some humps knocked out. I still got this one hump I see right now, but anyway, I ended up doing it, pushing all the dirt to this old driveway, and then when he gets here this afternoon, we'll talk about it more. But I was just going to show you real quick that I stopped doing what I was going to do and started doing this so he could see it when he gets home this afternoon. So nothing's changed between the sidewalk and the driveway. It's still over there somewhere, but now it's kind of blending in with that front yard area. He's debating whether he wants to sod the whole thing or pine straw the specific area. So this is going to muddy the water for him and give him something to think about. But that's what I've been doing this whole time right here, is pretty much this entire vicinity right here was rough and pine straw, but I don't know what he's gonna do. I've been pushing all of this material over here where it used to be another driveway. He's wanting to do away with that, so I'm just kind of dumping it all over there for now, and we'll see if you know, if he wants to bring in a load of dirt to put right there or what. So kind of on a what if on this right now. Well, it's day 2 now. Good morning. Skid Steer Premier YouTube channel, Georgia Nuts. Let's say it again. Hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. Man, I'm kind of lazy this morning. I got to get up and get the beat on. Day 2 on this job. I'm going to try to set you up a little bit today. I've actually, right now, I got the Freightliner Cascadia dump truck warming up. I just got the hood up, just got through doing pre-trip inspection. Yes, I really do pre-trip inspections. Yes, I really look at my lugs, my spring hangers. I do everything, man. I look at my brake pads. I just do that. It's my truck, and it's my safety and the safety of others. So there's you know, word to the wise this morning. Anyways, I'm gonna set you up a little bit today. I was actually going to, jobs just have to change. I mean, you just don't never know what you can run into. The entrance of this job is a complete catastrophe. It's on a dirt road. I don't even think I've showed you down there yet. We definitely gonna show you today, because that's gonna be mostly what I'm gonna be doing. Because I changed it up, I was gonna take and fix, I was gonna go ahead and fix that walk path and that 20-foot parking spot and 10-foot turnaround I did. But we got some rain coming in, and Saturday, today here is Thursday. So I only got 2 days with the quarry that'll be open, and Saturday I'm working, but the problem's gonna be I can't get no material. So I got it. My biggest concern is to forget about the driveway. I mean, the turnaround and stuff I cut. And I need to start working on the driveway entrance like now. I re-groomed it up, and I wished I would have took a video of that yesterday because it was super rutted out. I probably got a couple of areas that are rutted out that I can show you when I get there of how bad rutted out it was. But unfortunately, I groomed it up, and it's a real long driveway, and my phone was charging, and I don't have a GoPro and all that fancy stuff, and I didn't want to go back and get it. It's 600 feet all the way back and forth in skid steer, so anyway, I'm gonna show you that today. And my plan right now is to just go straight to the core and get a load of surge, and then I'm gonna go and dig out this silt material. It's just a complete mess, man. The material is junk, and I'm gonna put surge all in there, and I'm gonna video that and put surge in the ditches, and then I'm gonna come back with some good red fill dirt, packing dirt from a dirt pit, and put on top of that. And so my theory is this: I'm pretty sure, I bet money on it, that if I did the upper part of the parking spaces first, this stuff was so silty and junk dirt, I think my dump truck's gonna get stuck before I can get up in there. So hence the reason I'm going to repair the entryway first, because I just got a feeling. I may set you up, back my dump truck up there with the surge on it, and we get a look at it and see what it's looking like. But I don't know if I want to take that chance because I ain't got anybody to help me out if I get this thing hung. So I'll probably just show y'all that and then dig it up, put you on time lapse and dig it up and try to get this driveway drivable. So maybe tomorrow I'll be able to get up there and do other work. So we'll see you at the quarry and then at the job. Getting that surge on. All right, got here at job site. Had to park on the street, as you can see, or on the dirt road, because I figured I'd just go ahead and show you this going in and what I'm gonna be digging up. This is what I'm gonna put you on time lapse for, and then I'll also show you what they did to put the landscaping timbers in yesterday for me to put the gravel up there. But I'll show it to you before to get on the skid steer. But this right here is the entryway that's, you know, I'll show you how bad it looked. The whole thing was, I just made it drivable where we get in and out for right now. But I got to dig out and harden this thing up with some surge. Hence, what's in the back of my truck. So right here's the entryway off of the dirt road. And that's the bad thing about it around here is we got a lot of dirt roads that are just practically unmaintained. You know, they just come down through here and scrape them when they get real bad and kind of leave it to everybody else to figure it out. Right here is another one of them spots, man, where I really, really, really wanted him to put in a pipe. But, you know, it just wasn't in the budget to do it. So I'm going to try to build it up strong with riffraff. It's just when the water comes, once I get this crown in the center with some dirt, good dirt that I'm going to go get and bury this surge, you know, it'll be a good hard driveway entrance. But, you know, I'm worried about the water that comes off this area right here. Obviously, normally it would come off right here and bam, it would hit the, you know, the pipe area and it would go on, you know, down through here. So, you know, it is what it is. But I think I can still make it work. It's just this area right here is just going to always be really nasty, the transition from the dirt road to the driveway. But the driveway will be functionable and nice. This right here is, I've got to dig this stuff out. It's just old, that's all we really have around here is this old silt type stuff. But the driveway right here on the left, I got a blower I'm toting up here because I know there's a tree that's got junk all over my skid steer. But right down through here, this was cut right down the middle. I mean, you couldn't even drive. And you can't tell it now, but it was cut 3 times deeper than that. It looks like right there is that's probably fiber. Luckily, I didn't get into that. I did see it in the washed out rut down through here, but hopefully I didn't cut that. But you know, that's part of it too. But anyway, we're gonna walk up here just to give you an idea of how long the driveway is. If you look way up there, put my blower down again. If you look way up there, you can see the skid steer. So that's where I'm headed to. So I'm not gonna bore you with opening up the gate and getting to the skid steer. The rest of the driveway is not all that bad decent. I'll at least look over the fence and show you. And you can see all that silt sand. You know, it's pushed in that little washout section I pushed. But you know, down I mean, literally, this is like being at the beach. Look at that. It's awesome, beach sand. Not awesome for a driveway. But I'm gonna head up that way, and I'll show you the landscaping timbers before we head back down, set you up for time lapse for the driveway entrance. All right, Fat Boy walked up the driveway. We got the skid steer warming up real quick, and here's what we got going on right here. You can see the 2-car parking spot there. think it looks great. I like his idea. And you get out, you walk right up to your little walk path. Looks great. I'm proud of that. That was this whole part was my suggestion. He was debating, trying to figure out what he wanted to do, and you know, I was just really happy to be a part of something creative like this, you know. Also, this will be sodded, and again, I mean, what I recommended was sodding from the end of this, you know, down through here, and making all this sod, and then creating a pine island right there. That was what I thought. So we'll and then the turnaround's right here. Of course, you know, it's not landscape timbered, but this area right here that's outlined will be the crusher, and then we'll feather on down to 10 foot. So I'm gonna get you set up down at the road down here, and we're gonna tear something up and then fix it. All right, got some bad news today. I got one holder Caden give me, and the other stand, I got 2 stands, and both of them's in my other truck. So I'm gonna try to set you up on skid steer and catch some action, but that's gonna hurt a lot today. So I just now backed the dump truck in here. I've dug this out a little bit. I'm gonna bury this surge. I'm gonna move all that material over here, and then I'm gonna do the same thing right there at the entrance. And then, like I said, this stuff is really garbage. I'm gonna end up putting fill dirt on top of it, but right now I just got to get something down in there to support it. So here we go. I tell you what, buddy, this is a mess right here. I'm about to get rid of the rest of the surge in the back of my truck and complete this entrance section a little bit, and then I'm gonna go get 2 loads of dirt. But well, I wished I wouldn't have parked my skid steer there, because I was going to show you the top of the hill. But anyway, I had some little ditches. I don't think I'm gonna have enough surge to line these with, and he's gonna have to think about that, because it's gonna wash out. I'm pushing all the water to the sides, and that's where it's gonna find its way. And when it gets down through here, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna wash all that dirt out with nothing on top. But I mean, you just look at how crappy this stuff is, man. I mean, it's just terrible. It's just like mud. But anyway, got this in right here enough to where I packed in with a skid steer. Now I'm about to back dump truck all over it, and I mean, this we good to go on this. Then I'll groom all this up toward the end, of course. But you know, from there up, honestly, to my skid steer, it needs another load of surge. And it's really tough when you're having to follow a budget, and you really need this material, man. So I'm gonna dump out what I got and see what it looks like. Catch you in a minute. All right, you see me loading that dirt up. I'm gonna take and put some of this good dirt on top of here, and that'll also be what's gonna be coating a little bit on top of this. I got another load of surge coming in right here too, so I'm gonna take and put this dirt a little bit on top of it, bring the surge in, surge the ditches, and surge this area right here like I did right down there. And I'll set you up after a while. I'm kind of had to rock and roll with this thing right now. All right, a quick update. I'm about to go get another load of dirt and come back and spread it, and then I'm gonna take and resume tomorrow with crush and run. It's Friday. It's the last day the core is gonna be open, so I'm gonna crush and run it all day tomorrow. But I'm gonna show you where I stand right now. It's been tough right here, man. I really wanted a culvert pipe in this thing. and also this old silt sand material's killing me. So anyway, let me show you what I've done. Right here at the top of the screen, you're gonna notice a little hump, and I'm gonna kind of blend that in with some crush and run right here and transition it. This is a spillway, it was already there, so I just utilized it. But anyway, my process is gonna be, I want to stop as much as this water that comes down this hill non-stop. And again, we're on this silty material, so I'm hoping too much of that ain't gonna wash down. I am gonna put some, scoop this out and put some dirt down through here to prevent this silt from washing so bad. That's part of what this dirt's gonna go to, plus soften up that surge down there. But my hope is it's gonna hit here and then spread out and spillway and in these two ditches I've cut right here. And so you got to realize when I add crush and run up here, that's going to bring up the center of this driveway too. And so the crown, hopefully, man, this riprap is solid down here. So hopefully once it gets here, it'll flow to the sides, and then anything off the top up here will flow into the side ditches. I did cut ditches down through there. They're just filled with surge. And then again, like I said, the crush and run is going to make a crown right here. So I'm hoping everything's going to do this deal right here with the belly, and it's better than what it was. Okay, so. But you remember, all this was silt. I mean, this ain't silt no more. This is freaking a house. So, remember there was a fiber wire over there somewhere. But anyway, down through here, and once I get the crush and run and dirt on top of this, obviously it's going to soften it up. You ain't going to never know this was down there. It's just pretty much a base at this point. But I mean, this just shows you an example of the road. I mean, this is what the material I'm working with, man. And it's just tough. I mean, it's frustrating really, because I put a load on this thing, and then all of a sudden, without, charging them a fortune to dig it out, it disappeared. I mean, it didn't, completely disappear, but you know what I'm saying? It just sunk in and made this whole thing just a tough pill to swallow, but it's solid now. I mean, Jesus, come on. I mean, this is concrete for sure. So I've got to, once I get the dirt and the crush run up there, I can groom a good crown on it. And we'll see what happens from there. I don't know what time it is, but I'm gonna go get a load of dirt, and the next time you see it, I'm utilizing dirt up there too, toward the mobile home, filling in some areas. But I'm gonna get this all smoothed out, and I'll show you when I get the dirt down. And then on the flip side, tomorrow we're gonna resume with crush and run. So, but if I feel the need, I'll show you the dirt. If I don't, we're just going to get straight to crush and run in the morning. So we'll just see what the next clip brings. Well, running to get that load of dirt wasn't the last clip after all. I am stuck. Told you this was trash dirt. Can't even get out in the road. I'm stuck in the road, and I might as well stop before I get too deep. I'm gonna see if I can't get one of these boys to come over here and tug me out. But these dump trucks are just aggravating as crap. But that's on me. I got back here in that soft ditch. And that's what happens when you're a rookie. So we'll see if we can't get a little tug is all I need. If I keep messing with it, I ain't never gonna get out. But right now, I'm blocking the whole road. On both ways. So if anybody gonna be coming home, they're gonna be mad at me. Good morning. I think it's day 3 on this job. When I left you yesterday, I got the dump truck stuck. I was pretty frustrated because, God, it was so easy, and it just kind of, you know, got rough. So anyway, being so far away, I was in Malk, which nobody probably knows Malk, Georgia, but it was about an hour, 15 minutes from where I live, and it was a dirt road. Nobody drives. So I called a buddy of mine. He called a buddy of his, lived 14 minutes or miles from where I was at. He tried to come pull me out in a 4-wheel drive truck, and that wouldn't work. Even though I was just a tad bit stuck. So we ended up just hooking a strap to the skid steer, and he pulled me out with the skid steer pretty much on the second pull. So we got it out, and you know, so I guess the moral of the story this morning is it's a beautiful day. Birds are singing. And we're gonna move on to the next phase of this job. Today, I'm gonna try to get 1 load of dirt. I need 6 loads of crush and run, 1 load of 5s. That's what you're gonna see coming along on the next agenda. All right, man. I apologize. This video is just gonna be a bunch of snippets. I just really hadn't had time to set this thing up. I got rain coming, but I do want to show you my progress. I'm super excited because, you know, when I get to the point where I'm able to start seeing some results and being able to, you know, like go get the crush and run and start getting some top coat on it, you know, I get to start to get happy. I want to show you what I got done, and right here is this gate, and that's the road where I got stuck yesterday. But right here down is where, man, I'm gonna tell you what, big difference between that and that. I mean, it's just rough stuff. But anyway, got this packed in with the skid steer, and also with the I'm gonna use the dump truck, obviously. But what I did want to show you, let me back up, is right here at this gate entry. That's where I was showing you the water comes down through here pretty good. I'm gonna build that up behind us that I just showed you. But right here is, I've built that up 3 or 4 inches. So now water's gonna, you know, cut down through here, you know, and get out of the way. And what top surface water comes down through here, all this has been built up. And I made a small hill right here that will deter the water to each side. And so from there, what top surface water comes down this crown is going to hit the rock that's on each side. And of course, there's some ditches up underneath the rock to help the water go on. And at that point, it's going to make its own way down through here and, you know, do what it wants to. But I've got, you know, this thing's loaded up with surge. Didn't have no choice. This thing was shot out. And being on a dirt road, you know, they don't maintain nothing down through here. And again, we go back to no culvert pipe. You know, that's a big concern for me. You know, this road right here, that's where I got stuck yesterday. But, you know, this road, when they scrape it, I tried to stay back far enough where they won't damage, you know, what I've already done. And, you know, once I get crush and run down on this thing, it ought to be good. And then, you know, there's some areas I need to fill in, but I mean, you know, the crush and run will solve that problem. I wasn't trying to get it perfectly, you know, graded out, because next level of crush and run is going to take and, you know, creating more of a crown. And right down in here, I'll get serious with it, because that's the transitional stage when everybody pulls in, pulls out. They're the roughest on them right there, so I'll really get that packed in real good. But I am headed out to the quarry. I'm guessing it's about 10 o'clock. Corey closes at 4. I need to run as much crush and run today as possible. So my goal is to start down there and tailgate, which they were nice enough to cut a bunch of trees. And I should be able to tailgate at least 4 loads of this crush and run. So I think I'm about to make some progress. Corey's about 25 minutes away, excluding time for loading. So we'll talk to you in a bit. All right, I've been hauling like a scalded dog today. I've hauled 2 loads of surge yesterday, 6 loads of crush and run today, and a load of 5s today. I'm gonna show you around real quick, and I got to get busy on skid steer and see if I can't kind of dress this thing up and keep me from having to work here tomorrow and go somewhere else. Right over there is my pile of 5s. I got crush and run right here, which I'm gonna do the 20 foot and the 10 foot, well 15 foot turnaround, and sprinkle a little bit in the walk path up here. And then I'm dressing this stuff up with 5s, and I'm planning on probably bringing those. I'm gonna pull some of this crush and run down through here. It's just I couldn't get the truck here because the limbs is high. But anyway, I'm gonna dress it up with the 5s until somewhere right along in here. You know, I think though the plan was to go do it somewhere at the Y right here, so I'm thinking it'll probably dress that up. I'm hoping. I'm gonna keep walking with you down here because I gotta go to the skid steer anyway. You can see where my dump truck, I've been coming in and out of here, and it's been packing this crush and run down. What a difference between this and the sandy material I've been showing you so much. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It just needed some attention. All this center right here, I'll be able to use it to push it on over where I packed already. And, you know, get it dressed up and looking good. Fat boy need to walk anyway. Jesus, man. Been in that truck so much. And the bad part is, I'm about a week behind. I could haul all day tomorrow. But I'm going to take you all the way down here to show you. Now, because I can't remember if I showed you in a previous clip, but I'm not going to show you anything again until I get this all dressed up and finished. But I may do some videoing up top of the 5s, but man, I doubt it because I want to try to get done today. I got people that's giving me crap for not can't get to them, and I just had a message go off while I'm recording this. But anyway, right down through there, that looks great, man. I mean, it's got a killer crown on it, and that thing was washing out so bad. I was here a year ago when I tore down that mobile home and seen it. It wasn't nothing but a big old rutted out spot. I think that's going to take just fine. We got a big 100% chance of rain on Monday, and I can't wait to come check it out again. You can see the big hump right here to keep water on that, both of these sides right here. And then this is a little low, but hence all the material in the middle. So, I left my water in the truck. That sucks. But anyway, I'm getting on skid steer and get on it. And sorry I didn't get a lot of time-lapse motion action stuff this time. If you know, instead of hearing me flap my gums, if you actually want to check out some of my previous videos, I got 2 or 3, especially the last one. I think it's called Demo Time. There's a lot of action in that one and some others. So more action in this one. I'll try to do better on the next job coming up. But let me get on this and I'll show you the end results, the after pictures when I get finished. Yo, quick update from the McDonald's guys. My McDonald's emblem right here, in case you was wondering. Anyways, I'm proud of this. This was my idea. He was looking for trying to figure out something quick and easy to make a walk path. Yeah, it's kind of a big one, but it's something that anybody can maintain over time with a skid steer bucket, you know. So anyway, they're gonna, when they come in, whenever they get here, they'll take and rake that out, make it look real good. Down through there, we got all the crush and run skimmed out. Little turnaround. There's the parking area, 20, and I'm about to take those 5s and put them all in here. And like I said, I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna go back down to the Y and see how it looks. Just my luck, I just don't think I'm gonna have. It's Friday. It's probably about 7 o'clock at night. I was wanting to work tomorrow and do work for other people because I'm behind. But I think I'm gonna run out of fuel in the skid steer, and I'm in the dump truck with no fuel tank, transfer tank. So let's see if I make it. Hold your horses and let's see. All right, I had to look back at the last clip. I have not been here at this job in about 3 or 4 days. I did not finish the job from the last clip, so I'm back 3 or 4 days later, and kind of glad that it worked out the way it did, because we had 5 inches of rain. And this is kind of something I don't believe I've ever done, is where I usually show the end of the, end of the project, and that's a wrap. But this is actually showing the end of the project, but what happened with 5 inches of rain. I'm really happy with everything. I think it stood up real well, but I do got some things that I'm going to doctor up, just because it's something that I still got my equipment here and I get a chance to, do it and don't have to worry about returning. But anyway, I probably wouldn't have had to, but it looks great. Let me show you around a little bit. Last clip, I was finishing up this parking space area, and I got it completed. My dump truck's blocking the view, but we're gonna walk all the way down the end. Then you got your little turnaround, you got your little walk path. And after I did the last clip 3 or 4 days ago, they were doing the sod that night too. So the sod's in, and again, it looks really good. Got the pine straw in, put the pine straw island in. And again, I'm gonna brag on myself, because I'm the one that recommended this type of landscape layout to him, to save him some money. Instead of sodding all this up underneath these trees and things like that, you made him a little pine straw island, sodded that little front area. It looks great. Turnaround looks good. Parking space looks good. We're gonna keep walking down through here. And I'm gonna show you what it looks worse on video or pictures than it really is. I mean, I'm super happy with the way it turned out with 5 inches of hardcore rain for 2 days. I've got a little bit of surge. I still got some in my truck. I just didn't want to dump it all out right yet to see how much I'm gonna be using as I go down through here. But you can see down through here the 5 stretched, pretty good ways. Looks good. Again, that's the shot from up that way. Got the pine straw out, kind of covered up that other driveway to make it, proportionally look good. I think that looked good. But you get right here, and this is about where the 5s ends, and then it's crush and run. We actually got 1 load of crush and run, and I'm gonna take and touch up some of these spots. Like I said, after that rain, and when we get down through here, again, you got to realize, man, it's such a long driveway. The customer's got, a chunk of money in this already. And so, right here, you can see that silt's kind of washed over that way, but it ain't hurting the driveway none, but it's just where that old sandy silt's washed over that way. So I'm gonna add some right there and crown it up just a hair bit more, just because I got a load to play with. And then pretty much it washed down through here, the rain did, and it didn't hurt anything, but just it went exactly where I'd like it to go. Like I said, I'm just super excited about how it worked out. This crush and run did good. Fat boy got to get you down here though. This is where I'm really shocked that it even withstood, because I'll tell you what I thought it was going to do. So we got right here. If you remember, I built this little hump right here. And the hump did its job. It did everything perfect. Water went down through here in this washout area that I created. It went down through there great. And that's probably what saved this side of the driveway water can't go uphill, obviously. So over here, it's got to come down, and it's got to go down this ditch. So when it came down through here, it started to get kind of, you know, stronger. You could tell right here in its path. And then when it gets right here, you can tell where I had put the loads of dirt in the earlier videos, and it started cutting into the driveway. So hint why I have some surge with me. I'm gonna surge this up, and then of course I'm gonna come down through here with that extra crush and run. I'm not gonna get to the crush and run today, man. I don't have no idea how I'm gonna figure all this out. But the right side, if you remember, was super deep. The fiber was showing. That right there didn't take a beating, because that little cutout right there did its job. You know, so that's awesome, because that's where it was like super deep at. But you get right here, and this was, you know, where I had to kind of open up the driveway and make it bigger. So this right here, you know, is new silt, and it took a, you know, it looks bad, but it's not. I mean, it ran down through here, and it just washed a little bit of the, you know, silt material out that I had, you know, dug up. And as it comes right here, and again, man, we had monster rain. It comes right here, and it got right there, and it wanted to cut across the driveway. And that's what I was concerned about. I thought it was going to go cut across here and make a ditch through the driveway. Well, it got right here, and it couldn't go no farther because it's uphill, because there's a crown right here, and it had to kind of continue right along in here. So I'm going to build this up more with crush and run. That last load, this is part of what all I'm going to implement with it, so it'll stay over in that ditch more, because I was short a little bit down in here, but you know, considering what the rain we did have, dude, it worked phenomenal, if you ask me. So that's what I'm planning on doing, is adding more surge inside this ditch, and then building this bottom area up a little bit more of a crown, because up through here has a very distinctive crown. It's probably hard to see on video, but you know, it's a little bit more than what I probably would normally put on one, but I had to. I mean, because, you know, this was, I think, where the fiber was showing, you know, but I ain't worried about that ditch. It's fantastic. And so I'm going to put a little bit in here, and then I'm going to come back with that crush and run in a few days. But the job's, you know, at the end of the day, the job's pretty much done. You know, as far as what I could really show you. But so I'm you know, really good. I'm just going ahead and call it a wrap. I may do a quick little, you know, after I put that out and everything's over and done with, give it a over and out sign, thumbs up. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this surge out so I can get on the road and figure out what in the world I'm gonna do, because geographically I wasn't planning on coming back here, so I got to figure that out. So we'll catch up with you later. All right, I said in the last clip that I was done. Well, I lied, because there was a bunch, all the piles were right here, little extra piles. I had to move them over there. Now, tomorrow I wished I could actually be here to video, but I don't have work scheduled. But he wanted to know if I knew somebody to get rid of this tractor trailer and all this metal. So this tractor trailer, back of this box truck, big, I don't know what it is. I call it a cattle crossing, but I don't know what it is. There's a bush hog back there, and then there's a trailer frame, mobile home frame. That's where I actually, if you watch the previous videos before, there was one where I tore the trailer down over in this area. But now, when you see a clip, when I come back to get my equipment, all that stuff will be gone. I got a fella gonna come pick that up from a customer. So I've been working on that all day. But I did get another load a crush and run down through there, and I saved, like I said, I saved that small little pile right here so I can dress it up after the guy gets out of here with all that. I think he's going to end up trying to put all that stuff. He's going to try to end up putting all that stuff in the back of that semi and pulling it out in one shot. So we shall see. But everything looks good down through here. I'm really happy with it. Like I said, is I'm going to dress it up. Maybe after he leaves, maybe not. But down there at the bottom, I kind of built up all them spots I showed you. So anyway, hey, Scott Benson, Skid Steer Premier, YouTube channel Georgia Nuts. See you next time. Now you see it, now you don't.